So in this video, I want to talk, because I got a request. Somebody came to me and asked me if I would help him to forget somebody that he loved. And in this video, I want to talk about that. So you can, as it turns out, forget things. You can forget people. Forgetting is a phenomenon which we can trigger with NLP and hypnosis. However, I wouldn't. And in fact, the trainers who used to quote-unquote delete memories for people have moved away from that significantly. That it's not particularly a common practice for good NLP coaches and trainers to have people forget things. And there's a reason for that. Yeah. That the goal for me, for I would consider good trainers, is not to have people forget experience, but to learn from experience. So if you're watching this and you're saying, I want to forget this person, it's probably because you're in a ton of pain. That you're ruminating on the relationship. It was either a heartbreak or a loss, or you can't stop obsessing or thinking about that person. And that sucks beyond belief. I mean, sucks doesn't begin to cover that type of mental anguish. And I get it. And with this individual who asked me to do this, he said, I want to forget this person. And I asked him, I said, well, what would it do for you? What would it accomplish for you to forget him? And he said, well, if I forgot him, then I would be able, I would stop hurting, number one. I would stop obsessively thinking about him. And C, I'd be able to move on with my life. Now, all three of those are beautiful outcomes. That stop hurting. I can help, right? Happy to help. Move on with my life. Happy to help. Stop obsessively thinking. Happy to help. And I asked him, is it okay if we do it in a different way? And he said yes. And so the way that I worked with that individual is I found out why that particular breakup was causing so much pain for him, and he was obsessing over it needlessly. And for him, he had a belief that said that that person was the one. That he believed that that person was his person, and the loss of that person was also the loss of love, the loss of the ability to be happy. And that belief, even though consciously he knew that they weren't a good match, that belief felt real. It was real for him unconsciously, and it was causing that level of pain. And when we shifted that belief for him, and that process was rather short, something snapped, like something immediately changed. And he cried, but it was very different than the way he had been crying. And I asked him, I said, what's going on for you? And he goes, I accept it. Like, I get it now. He wasn't the guy for me. And the breakup is sad, but I'm okay. And I can move on. And we did other things to help him with the breakup. I think there's lovely processes after a breakup to allow you to feel and source love from the inside, to source self-esteem from the inside, to take your, because when you were with somebody in a relationship, they become a big part of your life. And so there are a lot of techniques that you can do to ease that transition and then begin to enjoy being single again. For some people, that's a foreign concept, but in fact, you can enjoy being single. And it is when you do that you're in a better place to attract someone who is a good partner for you. So if you want to forget, I mean, I would never recommend it. My desire for you, anybody who's going through that pain, is that you learn from the experience. Like, in addition to those things, of helping him heal, it was also really important that he learn why he ended up in a relationship with someone who was bound and determined to hurt him. You know, that this guy, it was obvious that this person was going to hurt him, and there were a lot of red flags, and he did it anyway. And so he had to learn from that mistake. And if we made him forget, how could he learn? So, I empathize with the fact that you want to forget. By the way, when you accomplish getting over the pain, when you accomplish you stop ruminating, when you accomplish the moving on with your life, you will naturally think less and less, and you will forget. You'll know that you had the relationship, but you just won't think about it anymore. So my invitation to you is do the deep inner work. Go somewhere where you can heal the pain, stop the obsession, etc., so that you can actually move on and learn what you need to learn from that relationship in a healthy way. It's unfortunate that even now we know that the quality of our relationships is a direct reflection of our unconscious programming. And so it's really sad to me that people don't prioritize updating your unconscious mind. But if, God help you, if the pain of loss is bad enough that it brings you to the decision that I need to update my unconscious programming, then maybe it's a blessing. And if you're going through that type of pain, I am truly sorry. But I hope it's a catalyst for you.